And today we have Miss.
Jessica.
Cool. So where you from?
Perry Hall.
Cool. So tell me, what is it like to be an election judge? Because I see you're an election judge today.
I tell you, it's my first time. Everybody's got to do their part if they can, and I felt like I needed to step up and give back to my community, step up and volunteer. So it's pretty interesting. I learned a lot. It's intense. It's going to be a long day. We're expecting a huge turnout, but I think everything's going pretty well.
Oh, that's cool. So what is it like? It's fun. It's intense. It's like, tell me more.
It's fun. I'm in all different directions. You know, you're doing one thing 1 minute, you're jumping in doing something the next minute. So eventually, we have our busy times and our slow times.
And now it's kind of slow.
So far.
Yeah. So you mentioned Perry Hall. So how is that like?
I like it out there. I grew up in Perry Hall. My father grew up in Perry Hall, and now my kids are growing up.
That's
in Perry
like
Hall.
that's like a suburb, right? Kind of.
Yep, suburb.
So what do you think about the schools in Perry Hall? Because I know like it's
Educationally, they're very good. They have a huge Perry Hall High School, especially. Even the middle school has a great music department. Marching band just came in fourth in state.
Oh wow!
Last Saturday.
For the high school?
Yep. School. The fall play is getting ready to drop next week, and they've already got plans for the spring musical just coming out.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
They just had their homecoming last Thursday.
That's interesting. So since you got a child in high school, so what do you think about huge high schools, like really, really huge high schools? Or do you think they should
Pretty
make?
big high school, and it's pretty crowded high school. I really honestly believe that there needs to be a few more high schools. They keep building a lot of elementaries and middle schools, and they haven't built any new high schools.
Schools in like since 1990s?
Yeah,
Like,
since
Baltimore's not really built any new high schools since like the
I
1990s.
think that they really need to look into doing that.
Because for me personally, if I was like in government, something I would push for like a really, really huge high school that takes
Yep.
it like about.
We got to talk to the infrastructure. We have a county councilman that's great about trying to push forward traffic patterns and road issues and things like that,
cool.
and building zones. And he's been really great, and he's really involved in the community. So I know that people have been reaching out. So I know he's trying his best.
Yeah, because I really like for me personally, I really wish that I had a huge, really, really, really huge high school, so I could have flown under the radar, but I didn't have that. So
I wish I would have went to a smaller one, so I could have been focusing more intently.
So tell me, you say you got your own business, right?
I do. I recently bought a retail store from my boss. I still manage his other locations and run his other businesses. But he was ready to, he was getting a little tired of having the extra burden of another store, so my husband and I bought it.
And now you're a small business owner, so you're like a hundredaire,
It's
right?
not the first one, but this is my first retail business.
Oh, that's cool. So you're somewhat like I was gonna say millionaire, but since it's a small business, not like really millionaire,
no,
but
not
you're like
millionaire.
hundredaire.
Small business.
But that's cool. So like, what is
Well,
it?
maybe one day.
So like, is it ups and downs? Like, what's the ups and downs of like owning a business? You want to tell me more about that?
Well, a lot of it has to do with the economy, because when the economy is not doing really good, people don't want to spend money on things that are not necessities. So, as a small retail business store that does not sell, your medicine or your toiletries or your food, we kind of get pushed to the wayside. So, but you just got to manage it well.
Do you ever think about adding other inventories or just sticking with that?
We do, but a lot of it has to do with starting the business. It was already an established business, but just to get
Up and running.
building from the ground up, but just to get my licensing, my EINs, it took me almost 4 months because bureaucracy stuff, they make you wait. They say it'll be ready in 4 to 10 days, and it takes 6 weeks. They say it'll be ready by next week, and it takes 2 months. And so between federal was pretty quick. It was only a couple weeks. State told me it was going to be under a week, and it took about almost 3 months for me to get my state tax ID, which is something that should go really quick. Walked into the county, got my trader's license in 5 minutes.
Oh wow, that's interesting. So any advice since you have children?
Plan ahead.
Yeah, because I was gonna say any advice to the young ones watching?
Build their own business. Depending on what kind of business you're going to start,
Plan ahead.
just make sure you educate yourself well on the laws. If you can, it's hard because I have a lot of people in my circle that are able to give me information and to help me. But I still had a lot of questions.
Okay.
And sometimes just getting questions answered costs money because you got to go through this lawyer or through this CPA or through this government office and file these proceedings.
Well, I'm gonna need your business card too because
Yeah.
I'm starting my own business too, but I need to get everything in order,
Well, I got some
like
out
the
of my car. I'll get
EIN
some
and
for
stuff
you.
like that. But thank you very much. It was nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Do you want to shout out to anybody that sees us in the
Just
future?
to anybody out there that is
Or
looking to
anybody
start a
special?
business, don't give up and make sure you plan ahead.
Thank you very much.